Hey everybody, and welcome back to another lecture with Coding with Roby. And in this lecture, we're going to make our auth.py file be a router and an extension to our main.py file. So let's dive in. Let's start by turning on our server so we can see exactly what we're about to do. I'm going to hop into our to-do app package and then start our main.py file. Here we can see that we get all of our to-do files because there is no linkage or routing to our auth file. The only way we can run our auth file right now is if we jump into the auth file and start FastAPI from there. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a new directory within our to-do app called routers. And now once we're inside routers, let's grab our auth.py file and drop it within routers. PyCharm is going to ask if you want to refactor, and we absolutely do. I'm going to stop our server for the time being, close our terminal, so we can figure out the dependencies to make auth work. The first thing we need to do here is import API router from FastAPI. And then we can scroll down, and as soon as we see app equals FastAPI, this is how you start a FastAPI application. And that's not exactly what we want to do. We want to extend the functionality of auth to our FastAPI application. We can do this by changing out app to router and FastAPI to API router. And then we can scroll up to the top, and we're no longer using this FastAPI dependency. And now the main thing we need to do is scroll down until we can see our API calls, which is our app.post for create new user and our app.post for login for access token. And what we want to do is swap out app for router. And now one thing we need to do, which is kind of like a Python hack, is the main file, when this gets rendered, will not be able to jump up a directory to our models file and to our database file that needs to be called here. What we can do for the time being is at the very top, let's import sys. And right under this, we're going to say sys.path.append, and as a string, 2 dots. This will allow us to properly be able to import everything that is in the parent directory of auth. Let's now jump over to our main.py file. And from here, we're going to have to import from routers our auth.py. So from right here, I'm going to say from routers, import auth. And then we also can get rid of this to-do app right above. And now let's scroll down, and right under our models.base.metadata.createAll, let's add a new variable of app.includeRouter. And inside router, we're going to pass in our auth.router. So app.include_router, and as the parameter, auth.router. All right, let's open up our terminal and let's pass in our uvicorn command of uvicorn main:\app --reload. Our application will get started up. And now let's open up our browser. Let's refresh the page. And now we can see that at the top of our default list, we have create user and token. And if we click read all and we try it out by clicking try it out and execute, we will properly get all the to-dos. And then also if we try and get our access token from our user of coding with Roby test 1234 exclamation mark, and we execute, we will also successfully get our access token. So with just a few lines of code, we were able to successfully extend our main.app and to route our APIs to also grab the authentication APIs. This is super cool. And this wraps up this lecture. I will see you in the next video.